What up? What up? It's your boy Messi the Man, aka Eli Yusuf, back by popular demand. Gosh, guys, about 6 months ago, I did a video about the NCA sales pitch because I was looking around online and didn't see any videos for what the NCA sales pitch was. And I remembered all the years that I traveled with magcrew for nearly a decade. That was something that we practiced almost every night, or especially if you didn't have your quota or enough sales for the daily out of meeting, which was every night at 11 o'clock if you didn't have 7 sales or better. So in the comments of that video, I saw a lot of people suggesting that, you should make a niche channel about magcrew. And as much as I love magcrew and all the culture behind it, I feel like making videos on it on a regular basis would be A, too revealing about magcrew, and B, what the hell am I going to talk about? I'm going to give you guys a million different stories of my experiences. Well, I suppose I could do educational stuff about magcrew for agents, which was kind of the nature of my last video. Is I wanted to do something demonstrating the NCA sales pitch. And in that video, I went over a few ways to overcome objections, things I did to eliminate objections. So I thought that that's what I'd make the highlight of this video, is just, core foundation magcrew stuff. So if you're brand new, traveling the road for the first time, you're probably young, out of high school, making a judgment call on whether or not you want to make this a career, or if this is just a temporary job, to travel and get away from mom and dad, or, whatever the living circumstances were. I know when I was on magcrew, the living circumstances were pretty fucked for just about everybody that was on magcrew. So if you landed on magcrew, I don't know what to tell you, man. The Lord works in mysterious ways. It's rescued a lot of people, and it's also brought people back to reality. So anyway, if you're brand new, your first day, generally your quota is only 3 sales. I remember my first day out on territory, I wrote my quota first drop out on my own. I was super motivated. I remember after my trainer, Josh Wilmson, and another guy named Greg. This guy Greg, he was good, man, but I felt like I was better than him even as a new guy, even though he was good and he was teaching me a lot. Had the right attitude. But I think it was awesome that they paired me up with him, because it gave me huge confidence. Like, I just had this confidence out the door when I joined magcrew that I could do this. A, because I used to mow lawns in my neighborhood when I was growing up, and B, because I used to go door to door to find lawns to mow. So I knew that it was just a numbers game of knocking doors and being motivated to find the people that are going to say yes. Anyway, so this guy Greg, he was good, and I felt like, I was better than him just naturally. And I recall my first day out on territory, my first drop with him, he wrote 3 sales, and basically he gave me one and got my day started. And my next drop out, I actually picked up my other 2 sales for quota, and I was going to continue going, but my car handler's weak stick car handler, he says, "Oh, you got your quota, that means you can be done for the day, or you already got a high day, and he says I could continue working if I want to, but it's not going to be every day that I am going to have quota first drop out." So I took advantage of that, and I rode around with him. We blazed up all day, picked up other agents, talked shit about me having quota and them having to go back to work. Anyway, so yeah, anyway, forget that. I just telling you a story about me being a brand new guy, and basically one of the things I like to teach every new guy that's on crew or new girl, you don't have to be real slick at talking to sell magazines. The customers don't know what you're going to say or what you're supposed to say. But if you can have confidence in what you're saying, then, you'd be surprised what works. And I used to tell people, like, I'll teach you my pitch. In my last video, I did the NCA sales pitch. You can reference that, if you want to learn the NCA sales pitch. But I'd be like, I could teach you my pitch all I want, but there's 3 basic things that, I would be looking for out of any new hire person, and if you're new at the company, you should if you don't know your pitch and you don't know what you're doing yet, the 3 basic things that you can do. Those 3 basic things we call the pyramid of success. And I based my entire work ethic on magcrew around this. So I feel like this is a really important thing for new people to know. There's 3 things that are going to make you successful. Being positive, being coachable, and being motivated. And you challenge yourself on these 3 things every day. When are you really being positive? Are you really looking at everything through a positive outlook? Are you being negative? Are you complaining about your territory? Are you complaining that so-and-so got a better neighborhood than you? Are you complaining about what you got for lunch today? You're complaining about what you got for draw tonight. What you should be thinking about is like, okay, what can I do to improve these things? Like, okay, what kind of progress did I make today? Find a positive in everything. And the reason why is because nobody likes a fucking negative Nancy. Nobody likes somebody that's negative all the time. It's bad attitude. Gotta be positive. Look at everything through a positive light. Even if it's a terrible day, try and find some sort of positive way to look at it. Don't let anybody determine your attitude, because only you can determine your attitude. I never let people get me negative. Fuck that. That fucks with my money. I'm not going to let nobody fuck with my money. So that's ultimately your own responsibility, is to control that. Fake it till you make it. Like, just believe that you're fucking happy until you are happy, and it will work. So that's your first thing to challenge yourself on. Throughout the day, you got to also challenge yourself on what you're being taught. Are you truly being coachable? Are you truly learning what your trainers and your managers and your car handlers are teaching you? Are you truly applying those techniques? That's going to be something you challenge yourself with daily. Also, you got to be challenging yourself to be thinking outside the box too, because what worked for the last person might not work for the next person. So you have to find ways to make your pitch your own. Find ways to adopt the foundation and craft it to yourself. That's exactly how I sold magazines. It worked really well for me because people genuinely liked the person that I am. But that's because I was me. Instead of being something that I'm not, I was myself. And I used a basic foundation to give me a guide to what to say. I always have some ammunition to say. I'm ready for anything. Open the door, I'm ready. So that's 2. Be coachable. Make sure you're being coachable in every way. Don't say you're trying something. All right? If you're trying something, you're failing at something. Trying implies failure. In fact, that's a word that you can completely erase from your vocabulary. Words like try, if, those are failure words. In the magazine business, or in sales in general, or in success in general, you're either successful or you're not successful. There's not like, I'm kind of, no. There's not an in-between. It's either black and white, You either do or you don't. When your manager asks you why you didn't have your business, he's not going to accept that you tried. Because trying implies failure. Doesn't matter how close you get. Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Quota, the definition of quota, is the minimum amount of business you're expected to collect. So when you say your quota in the morning, you call that shit out in front of the whole crew. Don't be throwing out no fake-ass quota that you can't do, because that's the minimum you're supposed to do. And what do we think about people that do the minimum? Just doing the bare essentials to get by, right? Is that the kind of person that you are? No. Then do something about it. Quota is just the minimum. So be coachable. Make sure you're being coachable and applying all those skills that you're being taught. Don't think you know everything. Continue to absorb. Continue to get better. Continue to find progress every day. That's going to help you stay positive too. Motivated is how hard do you challenge yourself every day? All right. So one thing that I learned when I did magcrew, that there is what's called the law of average. The law of average means 1 out of 10 people that you get a complete pitch out to will buy. Just a numbers game. Now, I feel like the law of average really sucks. Like, that's shitty. You have to suck to do only 1 out of 10. Alright? So, if you are being positive and you're being coachable and applying the skills that you're being taught, then being motivated won't be hard at all. 1 out of 10 people, you can have a good pitch and sell, 5 out of 10 people maybe. I've done it before. Some days you're feeling good about yourself and you just get on a chain reaction, But back to the motivation thing. All right, the reason we work off of the law of average, 1 out of 10, and that's kind of a shitty law of average, but that's what we know it is because that's the level that we challenge ourselves on how motivated are we? What is your quota? How many people do you need to talk to using the law of average to achieve your quota? There's something to think about if you're brand new on magcrew. If your quota is only 7, okay, so that means you have to talk to 70 people at the very least. You got a shitty attitude, you're going to be working harder. But you got a good positive attitude and you're being coachable and you're challenging yourself with this law of average, you're probably only going to have to talk to 35 people. But that's how we challenge ourselves. When you talk to 35 people and you have your quota, what's to stop you from talking to the full 70 people that you might do double your quota, right? There's how you challenge yourself on being motivated. And then you go right back to that being coachable and being positive. All right, what was your progress? What was your high day? Don't stop at the minimum, your quota. Why not set some point of achievement, some point of positivity to relish on, to thrive on, to grow on? That's how you become a savage. Not just doing the bare essentials, And you can use the same pitch on yourself that you use on the Joneses. Well, the guidelines, what are the guidelines? 2, 4, 6. What do you think about somebody who does half the guidelines? Kind of half-assed, right? You said it yourself. Now sell yourself. You got to be coachable, positive, and motivated. You got to want to make money. You got to be able to listen. If you're not getting better, you're not going anywhere. You're staying right where you're at, or you're going backwards, even worse. There's your foundation. Now the rest is all just a bunch of verbal bullshit. My manager, John Torque, back in the day, man, I had most hardcore manager you could fucking ever imagine. Checking into him was not easy, especially if you didn't have your business. I mean, he used to throw people through windows. It was crazy, man. I seen girls get their ankle broke because tables are getting flipped and shit. But the bottom line is, you got to be coachable. You got to be positive. You got to be motivated. Study what your people are teaching you. Keep an open mind. Find a way to make it your own and apply it. Because, beautiful thing about door-to-door sales. I do car sales now because I settled down and became a family man. But, the beauty of door-to-door sales is you have unlimited doors you can knock. Unlimited people. Unlimited opportunities of people you can meet. Like, it's kind of cool, man. That used to motivate the fuck out of me every day. Like, who am I going to meet today? I'm traveling in you know, all these places in the country, and there's something exciting about every single place. It's awesome. Anyway, that's all I got for this evening. Just a quick 15-minute video on some basics for magcrew and how you should carry yourself, and kind of the basic things that you know, you should be applying if you're brand new on magcrew. And if you're brand new on magcrew, you got a great opportunity ahead of you. If I could give you some advice and things to focus on is, don't worry about fucking going out and kicking it with the crew at nighttime and shit like that. Focus on what you're out on the road to do, which is make money and travel. You know, I would also advise that you save money. You know, like, we used to have these envelopes at check-in. You know, check-ins where we get paid at night when we turn in all our orders and shit. For those of you watching that don't know about magcrew. But at our check-in table, we used to have an envelope. And every night, you could put, you know, any amount of money that you had to put at least $1 in there. But, you know, I used to get, my draw was $40 a night because I made lots of money. And I would take half of it and put it in my envelope. And then on 4th of July, we would get half of the envelope. And on Christmas, we would get the whole thing. And this made for a nice little, like, savings plan. Like, and you don't have to do this with an envelope. I don't recommend saving money in your hotel room. Like, that's stupid, because people on crew are fucking thieving ass fucking scumbags sometimes. I've seen people save money like that, and, you know, new guy gets put in the room, steals money, disappears next day. Somebody's upset because 6 months worth of their sock money's gone. So what I recommend really is you know, maybe open a bank account or something that's like just in every city. You know, find that bank everywhere you go and deposit money into your own account, so you have a savings plan. You know, 10 years down the road, you got a nice little nest egg of money that you could rely on if you needed it. Yeah, and that would be my best advice, because, you know, when you're out on the road, you don't have a lot of expenses, and you can make a lot of money in that aspect, because you're not spending a lot of money on your living expenses. So my best advice is, don't live so large. Don't live like a rock star like I did. I thought I was young and invincible and on my way to making millions, and 10 years later, I decided I wanted to get off the road and have a family. And, you know, all I had to show was a paid off Benz and all my stories and my, you know, status. So, if I could give you advice, you know, if you're going to make it a long haul, you know, I guess you could be on magcrew forever and become a manager and a millionaire that way too. But save some money. Save some money, because, you know, when you do want to become a manager and own your own crew, you're going to need money to invest in that. And you don't want to start off with nothing and, you know, just go into debt. That's what I did, and I failed. I ended up walking away from industry I wanted to make a career in. So I would advise to save money. You know, you're not ready to own and run a magcrew without at least probably 10 to 15 grand saved up in a paid off van. You know, if you're looking for something to spend some money on, that would be maybe something to save up for, you know, and work towards as starting your own crew. You know, it doesn't take a whole lot of well, I guess it does. It takes a lot of charisma and commitment and everything else to run a crew. And you may not even want to do this for a career. This may be something you're just doing to, you know, get by for now. You know, still, save your money, man. And if you want to make some money while you're out there doing that and just not be a job, you know, you do have an opportunity in front of you. Make the best of it. That's all I got to say. Get a bunch, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.